Oh, hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Michael Boy. I'm here with Read, Remember, Repeat, and we just want to let you guys know, we could be doing something selfish, things for ourselves, right? But we started a charity, and this is very unselfish on our part because what we want to do is give back to the kids, the youth, the orphanage, the homeless, the people that don't have those new ideas because they're stuck in a revolving door. So what we want you guys to do is definitely reach out to us. This is the link right here. Help us save a life. Click the link in bio. Read, remember, repeat.
Feeling good, you know what I mean? Looking good, smelling good. And y'all know what's going on, right? Napoleon Hill outwitting the devil, right? So where we left off was how could these cycles be orchestrated by the devil, right? You know, there's millionaires that get money and they end up losing it. Celebrities crash and burn, you know what I mean? That fast money and fame. So when you think about it, sometimes, it's not a bad thing that you didn't get that right away, you know what I mean? Some people want fast money right away. Sometimes it's not a bad thing, you know what I mean? Maybe life is gradually working you towards, you know what I mean, that wealth, the riches that you want, the riches that you need. So this is not a bad thing. We're going to finish off on the Q&A, questions and answers with the devil, and let's go, right? So question, what about those who acquire money slowly by rendering some form of useful service? Are they easily snared too? Answer, oh, I get them all right, but I generally have to change my bait. Some of them want one thing and others want something else. Where my purpose is best served, I see to it that they get what they want most. But I manage to wrap in the package something they don't want. The thing I give them is the definite thing that makes them drifters. Do you see how I work? Question. And very clever work it is. You lure people on through their natural desires, but you slip your deadly poison into the object of those desires wherever you can. Now you are catching on. You see, I play both ends against the middle, so to speak. Oh, wow. Wow, the answer to that was now you are catching on. You see, I play both ends against the middle. Wow, so to speak. Question. From all you say, I infer that you cannot induce a non-drifter to help you gain control of his mind by baiting him with your bribes. Is that correct? That is exactly correct. I can and I do interest non-drifters in my bribes because I use for the purpose of bribery the things all people naturally desire. But the non-drifter resembles a fish that steals the bait from your hook but refuses to take the hook. The non-drifter takes from life whatever he wants, but he takes it on his terms. The drifter takes whatever he can get, but he takes what he gets on my terms. Stating the matter in another way, the non-drifter borrows money from a legitimate banker if he wants it and pays a legitimate rate of interest. The drifter goes to the pawn shop, hawks his watch, and pays a suicidal rate of interest for his loan. Question. So I draw from your claims the conclusion that your hand is mixed up somehow in all of people's troubles and miseries, even though your presence may not be visible. Answer. My unwilling workers are often my best workers, you see. My unwilling workers are those whom I cannot control with some combination of bribes. People whom I have to master by fear or through some form of misfortune. They do not wish to serve me, but they cannot avoid it because they are eternally bound to me by the habit of drifting. Question. Now I am beginning to better understand your technique. You bribe your victims through their natural desires and lead them astray while you induce them to become drifters. If they respond to your lure, if they refuse to respond, you plant the seed of fear in their minds or trap them through some form of misfortune and hogtie them while they are down. Is that your method? Answer. That is exactly the way I work. Clever, don't you think? Question. Which do you prefer to serve as your propagandist, the young or the old? Answer. The young, of course. They can be influenced by most bribes more easily than people of mature judgment. Moreover, they have longer to remain in my service. Question. Your Majesty has given me a clear description of drifting. Tell me what must be done to ensure against the habit of drifting. I want a complete formula that anyone can use. Answer. Protection against drifting lies within easy reach of every human being who has a normal body and a sound mind. The self-defense can be applied through these simple methods. 1. Do your own thinking on all occasions. The fact that human beings are given complete control over nothing, save the power to think their own thoughts, is laden with significance. 2. Decide definitely what you want from life. Then create a plan for attaining it and be willing to sacrifice everything else, if necessary, rather than accept permanent defeat. 3. Analyze temporary defeat, no matter of what nature or cause, and extract from it the seed of an equivalent advantage. 4. Be willing to render useful service equivalent to the value of all material things you demand of life, and render the service first. 5. Recognize that your brain is a receiving set that can be attuned to receive communications from the universal storehouse of infinite intelligence to help you transmute your desires into their physical equivalent. 6. Recognize that your greatest asset is time, the only thing except the power of thought which you own outright, and the one thing can be shaped into whatever material things you want. Budget your time so none of it is wasted. Family, this is source time. We're going to give y'all a small clip, then we be right back. Let's go.
We just want to win. That's it. It doesn't matter. All the extra shit is corny. It's about getting that bread and looking good doing it and always being on your ding. Having honor, being cut from a certain cloth like a real hog cat.
Right.
You know, that's all. Just knowing that if you're not number one now, you will be.
Right.
You know, because we hustlers. So we don't give a fuck about betting at all every time. There's no fear there. Just want to win.
And we are back, family. So we left off on 6, right? And we're going to finish going through it, right? So 7. Recognize the truth that fear generally is a filler with which the devil occupies the unused portion of your mind. It is only a state of mind which you can control by filling the space it occupies with faith and your ability to make life provide you with whatever you demand of it. I'm going to read that one over. Recognize the truth that fear generally is a filler with which the devil occupies the unused portion of your mind. It is only a state of mind which you can control by filling the space it occupies with faith in your ability to make life provide you with whatever you demand of it. 8. When you pray, do not beg. Demand what you want and insist upon getting exactly that, with no substitutes. 9. Recognize that life is a cruel taskmaker and that either you master it or it masters you. There is no halfway or compromising point. Never accept from life anything you do not want. If that which you do not want is temporarily forced upon you, you can refuse in your own mind to accept it, and it will make way for the thing you do want. I'm going to read that one over. 9. Recognize that life is a cruel taskmaker and that either you master it or it masters you. There's no halfway or compromising point. Never accept from life anything you do not want. If that which you do not want is temporarily forced upon you, you can refuse in your own mind to accept it, and it will make way for the thing you do want. 10. Lastly, remember that your dominating thoughts attract through a definite law of nature by the shortest and most convenient route, their physical counterpart. Be careful what your thoughts dwell upon. Question. That list looks imposing. Give me a simple formula combining all the 10 points. If you had to combine all 10 in one, what would it be? Answer. Be definite in everything you do and never leave unfinished thoughts in the mind. Form the habit of reaching definite decisions on all subjects. Question. Can the habit drifting be broken, or does it become permanent once it has been formed? Answer. The habit can be broken if the victim has enough willpower, providing it is done in time. There is a point beyond which the habit can never be broken. Beyond that point, the victim is mine. He resembles a fly that has been caught in a spider's web. He may struggle, but he cannot get out. Each move he makes entangles him more securely. The web in which I entangle my victims permanently is a law of nature, not yet isolated by or understood by men of science. We are on chapter 6, guys. Hypnotic rhythm. Okay, so chapter 6, let's go. Q&A. What is this mysterious law through which you take permanent control of people's bodies even before you take over their souls? The whole world will want to know more about this law and how it operates. Answer. It will be hard to describe the law, so you will understand it, but you may call it hypnotic rhythm. It is the same law through which people can be hypnotized. Question. So you have the power to use the laws of nature as a web in which you bind your victims in eternal control? Is that your claim? Answer. That is not only my claim, it is the truth. I take over their minds and bodies even before they die, whenever I can lure them or frighten them into hypnotic rhythm. Question. What is hypnotic rhythm? How do you use it to gain permanent mastery over human beings? I will have to go back into time and space and give you a brief elementary description of how nature uses hypnotic rhythm. Otherwise, you will not be able to understand my description of how I use this universal law to control human beings. Go ahead. Question. Go ahead, but keep your story confined to simple illustrations which come within the range of my own experience and knowledge of natural laws. Answer. Very well, I shall do my best. You, of course, know that nature maintains a perfect balance between all the elements and all the energy in the universe. You can see that the stars and the planets move with perfect precision, each one keeping its own place in time and space. You can see that the seasons of the year come and go with perfect regularity. You can see that an oak tree grows from an acorn and a pine grows from the seed of its ancestors. An acorn never produces a pine, and a pine seed never produces an oak. These are simple things which anyone can understand. What one cannot see is the universal law through which nature maintains perfect balance throughout the myriad of universes. You earthbound caught a fragmentary glimpse of this great universal law when Newton discovered that it holds your earth in its position and causes all material objects to be attracted toward the center of the earth. He called the law gravitation, but he did not go far enough in the study of the law. If he had, he would have discovered that the same law which holds your earth in position and helps nature to maintain a perfect balance over the 4 dimensions in which all matter and energy are contained is the web in which I entangle and control the minds of human beings. Family, we're going to go into the night show, right? I know we missed the night show the other night, but it was a long week, you know what I mean? I'm only human, I'm not perfect, but the consistency is key, right? We still here for you. Don't let up. We ain't letting up. Read, remember, repeat. Let's go, gang. See y'all tonight.